It's our reality, just your average family trying to be normal and stay out of trouble, living a double life.
What's up? Today we got the Thundermans Season 1, Episode 1, Adventures in Supersitting. So this episode starts off at the Thunderman household where we see Phoebe is getting everything ready for dinner. Barb says it's so nice to sit there like a normal family. Then Phoebe tells Nora to hit it. Nora uses her laser eyes to heat up the turkey. Phoebe technically telekinesis, uses her telekinesis to get the forks. Billy super speeds to grab the lemonade, and Max says that he'll just eat the dessert. Phoebe tells Max it's for later. Max says who? Phoebe says she does, and tells him to let it go. They fight over the cake. Phoebe tells Max to let it go. Max says, suit yourself, and allows it to hit the wall. Billy says, wall cake, and then Hank grabs him and tells Billy that they just have to have a dinner can't they have a dinner like a normal family? But then he realizes he forgot his Peruvian hot sauce. He says, Thunderman, away! And flies away, to fly to Peru to get some hot sauce. Not realizing Max had the hot sauce the whole time. Then after the iconic opening, because everyone knows the Thunderman's opening is so great, we see Phoebe talking to her friend Cherry about how Phoebe's going to have a girls' night. Talking to her friend about how Phoebe's going to have a girls' night with Cherry. Billy says he doesn't get how Phoebe and Max have more power than all of the family, and Phoebe's excited about a friend. Nora says Billy doesn't get it because Billy's only friends are the bacteria in his armpit. Billy says the bacteria wants to be friends with Nora too, and he spreads it all over her, with grosses her out. Phoebe tells them to be nice and that they should love their siblings except for Max because he is evil. I know I just did a whole recap on Season 3 of Thunderman, but decided to just review every episode of the first 4 seasons instead until we get to the Season 4 recap. Yeah, anyway. Just telling you guys that's how it's going. Max says, come on, Phoebe, they're twins. Where's the love? And Phoebe tells Max that the love died when he beheaded her dolls when they were 5. And Max shows that he has one of the dolls as a keychain. Max tells him that he's going to do supervillain stuff in his lair. Barbara comes in and says it's not a lair if it has a nightlight. Hank says supervillain, more like a super cutie, and Hank says he's taking Barb to dinner, so Max and Phoebe are going to babysit Billy and Nora, and they're looking forward to it. Phoebe tells Billy not to touch his armpits, tells Nora not to laser her brother, and tells Max not to take over the world, and tells Barb and Hank not to have more children. Wait, Phoebe. Wait till the ending of season, and you will. Great. Anyway. Yeah. And Phoebe says goodnight. Barb then uses her lightning and tells how she needs Phoebe and Max to babysit Billy and Nora. Phoebe says how she was going to cherries, and Max says he was not going to how he was going to not babysit. Again, I love Max. You know I do because he's one of the greatest characters. Barb says, well, you're going to not babysit. Then she says, wait, and then she says, that's right. Wait, what? Okay, Phoebe says that she can't they just have a neighbor watch Billy and Nora, and Hank says no because they can't risk a non-soup seeing Billy and Nora use their superpowers and exposing them all. Phoebe says Billy and Nora are really responsible. Then we see Billy dancing as Nora shoots lasers at his feet. Phoebe says Cherry is the only friend she made since I moved to Hinville. And Max says one more than he thought she would make. I love Max. But Barb tells Phoebe that she and Hank retired from crime. That Barb and Hank retired from crime fighting to give the kids a normal childhood. Hank says that he still got it, and Phoebe says sometimes she wishes that they were regular people, because she wishes sometimes they didn't have superpowers. Barb says she's sorry to Phoebe, and she and Hank leave in the minivan, which Hank calls the Thunder minivan, but it's just a minivan. Max says about how can he be the world's greatest supervillain. You can become the world's greatest supervillain, Max, by watching my recap of your show, of your own show that I did. That took me 2 hours to put together. I know this video will be coming right after that one, so it'll probably take me a long time to get to the actual season 4 recap. But yeah. Yeah, Max says how can he become the world's greatest supervillain when he has to babysit Zippy and Laser Girl? Max tells Billy and Nora how they are too cool for babysitting and how they can assist him on his latest project. They say yes, and Max tells Phoebe to text Cherry and invite her over to the house. Phoebe tells Max about Hank's #1 rule, which Max for some reason thinks Hank's #1 rule is nothing is better with gravy. I love Max. Yeah, she tells Hank about his #1 rule about no non-soups in the house. Phoebe says she's gonna go cancel on Cherry. Max says about how Max guilts on Phoebe by saying that Cherry will probably find another best friend after you, and loneliness, so he will be your best friend. And this guy's Max, Billy, and Nora promise not to use their superpowers around her. They promise, but Nora lasers Billy because Cherry isn't there yet. Max then texts Cherry pretending to be Phoebe, which again happens later on in the show where Max does text as someone else, I think. We'll get to that episode, I kind of forget. I just watched the show. Phoebe says that she would have written the same text, then Max, Billy, and Nora go down to Max's lair. Nora does try to hang out with Phoebe, but Nora goes down to the lair. Then in Max's lair, Max tells them not to touch anything, and obviously they touch everything. They discover a beam to destroy Pluto. They press it, and Pluto's destroyed. But they don't see that, so they think that the button's broken. Then they discover an opening to discover a talking rabbit named Dr. Colosso. They all scream, and she's lasering Max's initials on the moon. Nora calls Max the best babysitter ever. Meanwhile, at the dinner, we see Hank and Barb eating dinner. Yeah, weird. The B plot stuff, like, you know how I talk in my recaps every episode having a B plot. That wouldn't start until next episode. This episode is just a regular episode of a show. The whole B plot thing, where they have an A plot and a B plot, that wouldn't start until next episode, which obviously I'll put into my review of the next episode. So, my review of next episode. So, yeah. Okay, so when Hank overhears the Thunderman a family hired canceled because his car broke down, Hank decides to pretend to be Thunderman for the kids' birthday party. Hank reveals that he keeps his Thunderman suit under his clothes like Clark Kent, like Superman. Then at Thunderman's house, the Thunder Monitor tells Phoebe that Cherry is approaching. Phoebe greets Cherry, and then Cherry puts her bag on the penguin statue, causing the portrait to change to the superhero photo. Phoebe has to change it to the normal photo, but Cherry and Phoebe change it back and forth from the regular photo portrait to the superhero one. So Phoebe changes it to normal portrait by just photo by distracting Cherry by wanting to make brownie. Back in Max's lair, Billy is poking Max since they won't leave Max alone so he can play video games. Since they won't leave alone so Max can play video games, Max gives them a box full of stuff to play with. They discover Max's nose hairalizer. Billy blasts himself and says he's a man now. Meanwhile, Cherry tells Phoebe to spill about her crush, Cole Campbell. Sorry, Phoebe. Cole Campbell only appears twice in this entire show. And then you completely forget about him and have other boyfriends like Dylan and Link. You actually have a good relationship with Link. Dylan's a one-episode guy and Link's a permanent boyfriend. So, yeah. I don't think you should worry about Cole Campbell, Phoebe. He only appears twice. We'll get to his appearances, but Cherry says that Phoebe should call Cole Campbell. Cherry says that calls Cole's number because Phoebe's too shy, and Cole tells Phoebe he would like to hang out. Then Phoebe hears Billy and Nora fighting over the nose hairalizer, so Phoebe uses her telekinesis to lift them in the air in front of Cherry. Cherry's freaked out. Obviously. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be freaked out that your best friend has superpowers? Phoebe tries to give Cherry an explanation, but Phoebe uses her freeze breath to freeze Cherry. Phoebe asks Max why he's smiling. Max tells her he doesn't smile, he smirks. And he's doing there because Phoebe did something bad, and he's smirking because Phoebe did something bad. Then Phoebe tells Max when she tells Hank that Max invites Cherry, he'll make them move again. Smirk on that, Smirky. Max says this is so no fun anymore. And Nora says they'll have to move again. They'll have to move. Phoebe says she and Max will solve it. Billy questions this by saying the two of them working, Max and Phoebe working together, which is where I got this picture from. And Billy and Nora say, yeah, let's pack. Let's get packing. Max's solution is to wipe Cherry's memory with his brain melt 3000. Phoebe says he's not gonna melt Cherry's brain, and Max says Cherry's friends with Phoebe, and Cherry's named after a fruit. There's probably not much to wipe. I love Max. And Phoebe says they need to thaw Cherry and explain everything. Max likes that because Phoebe will fail and it will be hilarious. And he'll still get to wipe Cherry's brain. Max feels a smirk coming on. There it is. Then at the dinner, Thunderman is using his super strength on a metal bat aimed on a cement block. Then Barb reprimands Hank for using his powers in public, and Hank says the kids are having fun. Then that birthday boy tells Hank to fly him, causing Hank to not see and crash into some food. Meanwhile, at Thunderman's house, Phoebe uses her heat breath on Cherry to make her think Billy and Nora are in a school play called Cannibal Squid from Mars. Cherry believes this. Until Billy speeds out to get the brownie, and Nora uses her laser eyes to cut the brownie, again freaking out Cherry. Cherry tries to post it on her blog, but then Max uses his freeze breath on Cherry. Max still wants to use his brain melt 3000, and when Phoebe says no, Max like, we could just push her into space. Max, I don't think you want to do that. Look what happened to Cars when he did that. He literally flew into space and became brain dead for all of eternity. So I don't think people would like that you literally want her friend to lose oxygen and die, or become a brain dead statue for the rest of her life. When the Thunder Monitor tells Hank and Barb that are back, Max says that he put the parent alert mode that morning. I love Max. So they have to hide Frozen Cherry. So they put her in the closet. Barb goes toward the closet, so Nora distracts her, saying that she has a splinter. Barb uses her light power, shows that she not only has the power of thunder, but we show them the power of thunder. She also says we show them the power of light, because Barb literally has her palm just casts a beam of light, which is like, what? She uses this a couple of times in the series, but I'm still confused. She's meant to be Electress, not Lightress. That's so funny. She's meant to be Electress, not Lightress. Because she's powers are supposed to be electric, not light. So yeah, so they can get Frozen Cherry out of the closet. Hank says he'll get an ice pack from the kitchen, but Billy says goes to get there for him. But Hank says he can handle it, and Barb has to go get her glasses. But Max and Phoebe have nowhere to run, nowhere to turn to. So they tell their parents. So their parents discovered Frozen Cherry. So Phoebe tells them what happened. So Hank tells them to start packing, but Phoebe has a better idea. Then we see Cherry watching them, saying that the family is practicing a play, and everything she saw was special effects. Of course she believes that. Meaning that Thundermans can stay in Hindenville. Max lets Cherry out and calls her orange, which is never brought up again, but just know, Cherry does correct him, but he later calls her by her correct name later in later seasons, meaning that he does eventually learn her name and stop calling her Orange. But Hank thinks Phoebe's brownies need macadamia nuts, so he says, "Thunderman, away!" and flies to Hawaii. Phoebe and Max realize what a weird family they have, and Phoebe questions it, why does it say Nora rules on the moon? Yeah, Nora decided to, instead of putting Max's initials, she put Nora rules on the moon. You go, Nora. Max yells at her about this, and off screen, because we never go back to this again. And the episode ends with Max yelling and screaming Nora's name on why she didn't carve his name's initials on the moon. Which doesn't actually happen, but I'm guessing he would have talked to her about that, because it says Nora, which would have obviously been like, he would have go confront her about why she literally did the opposite of what he told her to do. So yeah, that was the Thundermans, episode 1. I'll definitely review more of the show because obviously it's hilarious. And for the first season, Max is my favorite character. Jack Griffin proves that he's too good for this show. And yeah. Yeah, Jack Griffin proves that he's too good for this show. Well, yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for Thundermans Season 1, Episode 2, Phoebe versus Max. Double I,